Okay. Nice dog walk. And he does a nice touch at the bottom. This is nice. I think that this setup to the table could be just a little tighter. So you have him here, and when you're coming through, so right there when you have him, instead of waiting there for him, I would power on through to the table instead of waiting for him, because you ended up waiting just a little bit too long there for him. So you're right here, and you have good eye contact with him. You know he's coming this way. So right here, you should be already heading towards the table and running at the table. I don't think you have a chance of him going to the off-course jump at that point. I think it would just make that faster and tighter to get onto the table. So keep that in mind and maybe set that up and practice that at the club. Okay. So nice table. Okay, so there again, when you do those, if you look at your shoulder, when you come through there, so as you're coming through, you make great eye contact with him, so you know that you have him. You should already now have your blind cross completed. You should already have switched over to the other hand. He's on top of the jump. Where else is he going to go? So you should already have completed it by now instead of continuing to stare at him. And then you pick him up here, and your whole shoulder and whole body is facing this way, which is setting the line further out to the dog walk instead of rotating all around and powering through to the teeter. As soon as you have him here, you should be rotating and running to the teeter instead of waiting for him to land and coming back, and watching him in a sense. I'm not sure. There's like no really off course. So instead of showing him the jump and keeping moving, you kind of stand there and watch him jump the jump instead of moving on to the next obstacle. especially you know, he's jumping you pick him up here. And right there he's, oops, went a little bit too far. And right there when he's jumping the jump, you can see that he's totally focused out because that's where you're pointing. And that's where you're looking. It's, you know, you're looking back there and out instead of rotated and around and coming up to the teeter. So he has no clue that he's supposed to come around and do the teeter next because it's not in his line of sight and you've done nothing to say, here's where we're going. So that's why you got that wide thing to the dog walk. Nice, waiting for him at the weaves. That was very good. And out. Yay. Nice run. So you need to work on those 180 SERPs where you get ahead of him because you have plenty of time to get ahead of him. You're just choosing to wait for him and kind of micromanage there. So we need to put that on your list for Saturday.